Welcome. We held a meeting this morning with panel of the wise on the issues of South Sudan. We are all concerned about the process of ensuring that we end conflict in South Sudan. And as you know, I was appointed by the president as a special envoy to South Sudan. And I visited last year, August, had a lot of meeting with all the concerns groups, had a meeting with President Salva Kiir, Vice President Machar and other vice presidents, IGAD, C5, and a number of NGOs as well. Where we are now, we are very concerned about whether we'll have elections in December of this year, as it was planned, particularly with the implementation of the revitalized agreement. But it's clear that some of the issues that were agreed upon have not yet been implemented. But there are those that are saying we can have elections this year and do some of the things later, like a permanent constitution. But there are things like the unified forces that people think should be in place so that we are able to deal with the elections. South Africa is currently the chair of C5, and we are planning to continue to engage all the other parties. The president was there this year in April. And Minister Lamula will be going to South Sudan in November. I might also be going around that time, maybe with him or afterwards. But the important thing is that we've agreed with Justice O here, who's the chair of the panel of the wise, that one of the urgent things is to have a meeting with President Salva Kiir and Vice President Riek Machar, which we will do together with our president to get the process moving. South Africa is supporting the processes, but we are not alone. And we've agreed that let's align and coordinate our efforts, ourselves as South Africa, a panel of the wise, working with other stakeholders, IGAD, and we are the chair of C5. We need to pull all these things together. We believe that to end this conflict, you'll need to have elections that are at least somehow free and fair. Because if you go ahead with elections and there are groupings that feel that they were locked out of the process, that process won't be credible and will not end the conflict. But we have also agreed that if the conditions are not yet conducive and you had to push the elections back, it can't be another 3 years, that it should rather be sooner, and at least within a year, you must have that election. But our priority is that the election should take place as planned by December of this year. So we will be assessing the preparedness and support the people of Sudan to end this conflict, have a properly elected government, move out of the transition that has been going on for some time now. So, Justice O, I'm happy that you are here as the leader of a panel of the wise, and our former deputy president, Phumzile Mlambo-Ngcuka, is also part of the panel of the wise, and we have agreed we're going to work together, pool our efforts, coordinate, and make sure that we resolve the problems of South Sudan. Thank you very much to members of the media. Madam, let me allow you justice to perhaps make your brief comments and the DP as well.
Just to slightly shift the mic.
Oh, you should, yeah.
I think this one is on.
Thank you very much, members of the Fourth Estate. We are glad that you have come and you are interested, as you should, in the issues of South Sudan. I completely align myself with what the Honorable Deputy President has said. That is what we discussed, and that's what we have agreed on. South Africa is a big brother to South Sudan. They don't only share the C5 group, you are also members of the panel of the wise. So the burden that falls on South Africa's shoulders is not small. So we are happy. We've had a very successful meeting, and we know what we are going to do next, and we'll all try just to make sure that South Sudan can end its transitional government and enter a proper democratic government, and that there'll be peace during the elections and after the elections. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I also agree with the Deputy President and I also agree with the Deputy President and the judge. I also know that it's going to be very hard to make sure that everything that needs to be ready before an election is in place in South Sudan. So we should be able to prioritize those measures that are absolutely critical for the elections to happen, so that what we don't have in place by the elections, it's measures that we can attend to after the elections. But it is important for us to end the transition. We think now we are going towards 10 years easily of a transition. And it would be very sad if we reached that stage. So panel of the wise have requested the help of Africa to make sure that the people of Sudan can end this transition as soon as possible. We were hoping it would be December, but if it is not December, there has to be a date that would enable them to then rebuild their country. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We will not take questions because this was just a briefing. So we would like to thank the media that's here, and we'll continue with our business. Thank you.
Yeah, so members of the media who may want more information, Keith, there's a team that can brief them.
Yes.
Yes, thank you very much.